This is an iPad Pro, and today I'm going to dispel some myths about it via this. Oh, that's nice. Right. You've got a big budget for a tablet. What do you buy? You buy an iPad Pro, don't you? It's the obvious thing to do. Apple's massive tablet is the one to go for, isn't it? If you want to spend, if anyone does, if you want to spend over £1,000, $1,000 on a very good tablet, you get this. Not necessarily. And the reason for that is because we have options like this now. This is the OnePlus Pad 3, and it's good. It's really good. It's a massive update, quite literally, over the previous version, as you can see here. But more importantly, it teaches you something about the iPad Pro, and it dispels all sorts of myths about Apple's expensive flagship tablet. So in this video, it won't be a traditional review because there's loads of those out there. I keep saying this, but I want to do something different. Basically, I want to go through all of the questions that you might have about this versus this, which lead you to think that this is better in every way. And, well, tell you that you're wrong, basically. You're not wrong. I think we all need educating on this because things aren't what they seem. Before I get started, although this video isn't sponsored, we do have some fantastic brand partners who help us keep the lights on in this studio, or in this case, help keep me fueled with coffee. Gaggia is my machine of choice. We have the Gaggia Academia downstairs in this studio. It's very expensive, but if you have the budget, it's definitely worth going for. However, if you'd rather spend a little bit less, we now have the Gaggia Magenta Plus at home, and it's fantastic. It's got 5 one-touch drink settings, so espresso, lungo, Americano, etc. All of those drinks are just one tap away. It's got custom settings for strength, the temperature, the grind size. It's got a Pro Steam wand, which you need. Trust me. It's got dual spouts for filling 2 drinks at once. It's got a ceramic grinder, a bypass doser, a fast thermo block. It's got everything basically, and it looks lovely. Well, more importantly, it makes lovely coffee. And Gaggia do loads of different machines. They are very, very popular for coffee lovers. To find out more and possibly grab a discount depending on the time of the year, click that link in the description. Now, let's get into this. Okay, we have 9 myths, so myths is hard to say. I've got to say it 9 times as well. Brilliant. But we'll get through them very quickly because of that. The first one is the fact that, it's not a fact anymore, the iPad Pro is the most premium looking and feeling tablet on the market. No, it's not. If we look at the Pad 3, in fact, if I close my eyes, if I didn't know this wasn't an iPad, I would assume it's an iPad. It feels identical. This is still a lovely tablet, but it's not the only lovely tablet on the market. And there's a very important caveat to all of this, which I'll explain later. Yes, this is the M2 iPad Pro. It's not the super thin M4 version, but no one asked for that. Myth number 2 is that the iPad Pro's display is the best on the market. Technically, yeah, that's possible, isn't it? Well, it's true, actually. It is true. But the important thing is that in everyday life, when you're just using these to watch stuff and do things on them, you're not going to notice the difference between the Pad 3 and the iPad Pro. The number of people who access the upper echelons of the iPad Pro display's performance and capabilities is incredibly small. I can almost guarantee if you're watching this and you're going to buy one of these tablets, they feel the same in terms of the display. The Pad 3 has a 3.4K resolution. It's got a 144 Hz refresh rate. It's got 900 nits of peak brightness, which is enough nits for anyone. And it's got all the, I can never pronounce it, the TUV Rhinal something. It's got lots of eye care stuff built into it as well. They look and feel the same. Myth number 3 is that the iPad Pro sounds better than anything else in terms of the speakers. That is the case with a lot of tablets, but the Pad 3 does really punch above its weight class, which again, I'll get to what that means later in this video. It's got 8 speakers, 4 woofers, 4 tweeters. It's got hollow audio, which brings spatial and virtual sound to OnePlus's tablet. And depending on which way you're holding it, it will always have it in stereo because it orientates the web. Basically, it doesn't matter which way you're holding it, you get stereo sound. There isn't much difference between these 2 tablets when it comes to audio, trust me. Myth number 4 is a big one. It's the fact, apparently, that the iPad Pro is the most powerful laptop it's not a laptop. Oops, the most powerful tablet on the planet. Freudian slip there, because technically it probably is. In terms of benchmarks, it probably smashes everything out the water, particularly the M4 version. The problem is that you can't really access that power. Most normal people like me don't know how to make use of even the M2 version. Even if you're running Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro on your iPad Pro, you're still probably not really touching what it's capable of, because iPadOS at the moment, at the time of filming in June 2025, just doesn't use all that that power, so it doesn't matter. That said, the Pad 3 is one of the first tablets to have the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, and it's really quick. It's 45% faster than the previous version in terms of CPU, it's got 40% faster graphics, it's got a 300% faster NPU, which is all about AI and all that sort of stuff. So it's a super powerful tablet. And again, in real life, you won't notice a difference between the two. One thing that you can't do on the Pad 3 is put a Paperlike on it. Paperlike is very kindly sponsoring this video. It does two things. The first thing is it's a screen protector, so it protects that very expensive iPad Pro display. Secondly, it makes that display feel like paper. So if you do lots of writing, drawing, anything really with the Apple Pencil, and you don't like that feeling of Apple Pencil on glass, it's just not very nice. Paperlike completely transforms it. It's very hard to get this across on a video, obviously, but it does genuinely feel and sound like paper. You can get the Paperlike for any iPad. It's incredibly easy to apply. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. And it doesn't dull the colors. To find out more, just click that link below. Myth number 5 is that the iPad Pro's battery cannot be beaten. That's absolute rubbish, I'm afraid. The Pad 3 has a 12,140 milliamp hour battery, which in theory gives up to 18 hours of video playback. So basically you get the same kind of battery performance as the iPad Pro. However, I think the standby time on the Pad 3 is better than the iPad Pro. Apparently, it can last for up to 60 days in standby. I've not had this for 60 days, but in my limited experience with it, this needs charging an awful lot less than the iPad Pro. Oh, and it also has 80-watt SuperVOOC charging, which takes it from 0 to 100% in just 92 minutes. You can't do that on the iPad Pro because it doesn't have 80-watt charging. Myth number 6 is that iPadOS is the best tablet operating system on the market. No, it's not. I'm sorry, it's just not anymore. Once it might have been the case. Android on this OnePlus Pad 3 is fantastic. It's got dynamic scaling for apps, so most apps look fantastic on it. It's got open canvas multitasking, so you can drag and drop windows, you can have floating windows. It's got the AI toolbox, which means you can do lots of AI stuff on this. Well, okay, you can kind of do it with Apple Intelligence, but then we've got Circle to Search, Google Gemini. It's got everything built into it. And again, in everyday life, the operating systems between these two tablets don't feel any different. Myth number 7 is that the Apple ecosystem is the best ecosystem on the planet. No, I'm coming away from that thinking now. It's incredibly good. And yes, this links with this brilliantly, and this links with my Mac perfectly and all the rest of it. But if you've got a OnePlus Pad 3 and, for instance, a OnePlus 13, you get the same stuff. And they've built in interoperability with the Mac for this Pad 3. I've not tried it yet because it's quite new, but you can do similar things in terms of file transfer and all that sort of stuff. Yes, on the iPad you do get all the kind of extended display stuff and what have you, but there's always ways around that. That said, when it comes to the ecosystem, there's not much I do with my iPad that links to other Apple stuff, so it's not really a big deal anyway. Myth number 8 is that the iPad Pro has better accessories, and yes, the Magic Keyboard is fantastic, and the Apple Pencil Pro is just genius. However, the Pad 3 has a brilliant keyboard, and it's better, I think, than the Magic Keyboard because you can take it off. You can take the keyboard bit off and not throw it. You can just put it over there somewhere, and you're left with this lovely kickstand, which you don't have the ability to do so on the Magic Keyboard. Secondly, we have the stylus. This is the Stylo 2. It's got 16,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. It's got palm rejection. It's got tap to note. It doesn't have the twisty twiddly thing that the Apple Pencil Pro has. It doesn't have... Is that it? It's pretty much the same. And the keyboard, for instance, is £169, which is a lot cheaper than that. And the stylus is 99 quid. Number 9 is the big one. You get what you pay for when you buy an iPad Pro. No, not anymore. I mean, that used to be the case, I think. These days, though, ooh, no, not at all. The M4, this isn't it, but the M4 13-inch iPad Pro starts at $1299. OnePlus Pad 3, I had to double check this, starts at 529 quid. And that is for 12 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gig of storage. The most you can spend on this thing is $599, and that gets you 16 gig of RAM and 512 gig of storage. I'm going to leave it there, guys. There are other choices when it comes to tablets. The iPad Pro is fantastic, don't get me wrong, and it's great for a lot of people. But if you're on the fence and if you're thinking it's a lot of money, check out the OnePlus Pad 3 and let me know in the comments if you're going to do that or if you're not going to do it. Just get involved, basically. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you know what to do.